let's jump into Blacula,
All right.
starring Scott Bakula as Blacula.
That would be amazing.
You are listening to the all-new Culture Cast. We hope you have a spectacular time.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I'm Nick, and with me tonight is, of course, Cousin Charles.
Hello.
And tonight it's our spooktacular night, in which we're surprised talk about another Shaquille O'Neal movie. No, sorry.
We found another one.
He found another one. Although I'm surprised he didn't want to remake this one, because if anyone could be this character and bring it to a modern audience, it's Shaquille O'Neal. We're talking tonight the 1971. I don't have my notes. 72. The 1972 horror blaxploitation movie Blacula. I suggested doing this one only because I like to watch the TV show Svengoolie. And about a month or so ago, maybe longer, I don't know, within the last few months, he showed Blacula, and I got really excited about it because I'd never seen it. And I'm like, this is going to be great. This is going to be like a fun movie, black exploitation. It's going to have like all the cliches, the cliches that people love about black exploitation. And it's a horror movie. Let's do it. And so I conned Charlie into watching it. And
yeah.
I mean, it was all right. I enjoyed it for what it was. Cuz what are your thoughts on Blacula, who's deadlier than Dracula?
I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, this is a well put together movie. It's not too, it doesn't drag. It doesn't, everything that happens makes sense in the sequence order of events. I dug it. I really dug it. Like, no, I think this is actually like a legit. I know some people were. I was, I kind of looked up briefly the history, like what's the reception of it. It's like mostly mixed negative reviews. I'm like, how? This is just fun. This is fun. This is a good time. No alcohol required, as Jeremy Johnson would say. But no, I really liked it.
I don't mistake my cutting remarks as me disliking it. I thought, unlike you, I think it was well put together. Blacula had class. He's a hip dude. Couple of plot holes, which we'll get into, but okay. I guess I was expecting more, because when you think of black exploitation films, there's like a cheese factor that kind of goes along with it, that from today's perspective, and there wasn't like that in this movie, with few exceptions, like the gay couple at the beginning of the movie, which was very much a horrific stereotype.
Yeah, they
don't say they're gay, but it's pretty obvious.
Well, at first it's like, are they? And then I think the chief of police or whoever he is, like, drops the F bomb a couple times. They all look the same. Like, I'm not going to say what the words are. We are an adult program, but I also do not want to get canceled.
People have to listen.
I know what words will and will not get me canceled. And both those words are said several times in the movie. And as a white man, I will not say those words.
So let's jump into the story of Blacula. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
You know what? In the season of giving, I'll have you do it.
Alrighty. So basically, Blacula is Black Dracula. Back in like the olden days, 1780s, there's an African prince. What's his name? Manuel.
I think it was like Memwabwe.
Okay.
Memwabwe. I'm sure I'm probably butchering that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched it, so I couldn't remember the exact pronunciation. But he's an African prince.
Actually, hold on. Mamuwalde. I think there's an L in there and a D.
Okay. Well, Blacula, which is going to be Blacula for the rest of the movie.
That's fine.
He goes and visits Count Dracula, who he's like, hey Dracula, you want to stop the slaves? And Dracula's like, no. And now I'm going to make you a vampire and kill your wife. And now I'm going to call you Blacula. Hitting the nail on the head there, Dracula. Good job. It's very creative. And he locks him in a coffin for like 200 plus years, almost 200 years. in which time presumably the events of Dracula happen and Dracula's killed. No one ever found Blacula in this coffin. Who Dracula's castle is owned by different people during this time. No one bothered to open the coffin or see that he's in this room. So someone buys Blacula's coffin, brings it to America, opens it, and Blacula starts a reign of terror because he meets the reincarnation of his wife in a modern day lady called Tina. And in the pursuit of Tina, he runs the foul of the Los Angeles Police Department, and someone who's chasing after Blacula or thinks that Blacula is a vampire. What was his name? A friend of Tina's.
Gordon Thomas.
Gordon Thomas, yes.
Gordon Thomas, the coolest CSI who's ever been on film. Holy shit. Like, well, I'll get into it in a second, but yeah, no, this is probably my favorite character in the history of cinema. He's so fucking cool.
So yeah, Blacula creates a legion, an army of vampires, like in the underground of Los Angeles. Some of which are like horrifying, like that cab driver who, when she melts and like just like lunges at the camera when she's chasing down that.
That was great.
It's like nightmare fuel right there. And eventually, at the end of it, the police corner Blacula, and they accidentally kill Tina in the process. And Blacula's like, well, Tina's dead. I have nothing to live for. And Blacula willingly kills himself by stepping into the sunlight. La fin.
Yep. That's pretty much it. And there are some awesome. Surprisingly, it's not as gory as I thought it could have been. Like, it's pretty it's pretty toned down. Like, you could probably show this to kids and they'd be fine.
For the most part. It was made in the early 70s, so the gore factor wasn't big in the US yet. Like the Hammer films, big in Europe, in England and whatnot. I guess sort of big here, but bigger hits there. They had more of the gore. You won't get into more gory stuff until like the late 70s and the 80s is where like the gore is like, how gory can we make this?
Yeah, that's the era of the slashers, but that's a whole but no, I really I thought it was cool. I thought Blacula was really cool. Like, it's like, I think this should be in everybody's like, I'm not even being like facetious. I feel like I'm talking about, like, we were talking about The Last Dance or like movies or shows that are like, this is really good. Like, people just go watch this. Like, this is like required viewing, I think, for anybody who wants to like understand the history of cinema. And that's not a joke. I'm being 100% serious.
I did appreciate how, at first, you growing up, that there's movies like Blacula, and I think there's a Blackenstein, and you think it's just, it's the same story, just with the characters being black. And that's not this. It does its own thing for the most part.
Take notes, Hollywood. You don't need to race swap a character. You can make it a completely original character that is in the same context as another character, and it's A-OK. Oh, sorry. Something just came over me. What happened?
I think Andrew Tate got a hold of you again.
I think so. I've been smoking too many stogies.
Or the Critical Drinker. That's his name. The Critical Drinker, the YouTuber who hates everything because, I don't know.
Oh, God.
Just hates everything.
Scott.
What's that? Scott?
He's a Scotsman, I think.
He might be.
He sounds like it.
Wait, no. I don't think Critical Drinker is a Scotsman. David Cullen, I think he's a Scotsman. It really doesn't matter. They all suck.
They do. They do indeed. But yeah,
but
no.
They would hate Blacula on principle anyway, so neither here nor there.
Yeah. Well, apparently this movie was at the time it was considered progressive. Very progressive, even though it drops the F-bomb and the N-word a couple of times. So by modern standards, probably not so much. But for the day, for 1972, so there you go. Again, historically important.
Put it in. Has it been reserved in? No, I don't see anything, but
it should be. I want to message to Joe Biden right now. Go to Congress, tell them to reserve Blacula in the Congressional Hall of Fame.
Joe Biden knew Blacula when he was still human as a prince. Because he's old.
He's just as delirious.
So okay, let's talk about. We'll go back to Blacula, but let's talk about you're about to give your undying love for Dr. Thomas.
Yeah, no, he like
this movie's version of Van Helsing, essentially.
Essentially, yes. Well, they even name drop Van Helsing. Like Van Helsing defeated Count Dracula 150 years ago, and now we have Dr. Gordon Thomas. If you've ever seen the movie Black Dynamite,
I love Black Dynamite.
Yes, and it's like Dr. Gordon Thomas is the character that they're parodying in Black Dynamite. I mean, he's got the look, the mustache is just so goddamn cool. Like he's very like it's not like he immediately jumps to conclusions. He's just taking the evidence, following it. He's he stands police chief like again without being preachy. He's like, oh yeah, a black guy dies. And of course, you guys conveniently lose the records. Like Dr. Thomas speaks truth to power. That's all I'm going to say. And he's so fucking cool. He's got Michelle, his lady friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's just so fucking cool, man. He's like, I mean, when he first gets attacked by a vampire after he like, okay, we got to dig up one of the other gay interior decorator, and that motherfucker pops out of the coffin ready to rip out his throat, and he is just ready to go. He knows exactly what to do because he read the books from the local library. You got to stab him in the heart. He pounds that thing into the shovel. I like how Michelle is like, stop, you're killing him. Like, this dude he's
already dead
with like 3-inch fangs. Like, I think he's already dead. Like, he ain't right. And I did look it up. So Blacula comes out in 1972. Can you guess when the character of Blade came out?
Was it 1973?
It was 1973, yes.
I'm sure that had nothing to see here, folks.
Nothing to see here. Although I think in the 70s, Marvel was just like, what's popular in movies? I don't know, blaxploitation, kung fu films. All right, so we need to make Shang-Chi, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Blade. Gotta see what the kids like. We'll make them comic books.
The House of Ideas, people. The House of Ideas.
Excelsior.
But yeah, I do like how he's never panicked. He's always like running cool. He's always like not willing to like say like it's a vampire. If you don't believe me, then you're crazy.
No, he is like the most competent horror protagonist I think I've ever seen. He's like, okay, he's kind of breaking it down. It's like I can't just come out and say it's a vampire, but the evidence is leading me towards vampire. Like he's again.
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was probably aliens.
It was probably alien. Problem is he's surrounded by all these incompetent white men like Sam, who again he told Sam the one-handed mortgage guy.
Lock the door. Nah, I'm distracted. Why does he have a hook hand? Like when my wife and I were watching with that, like it's just so casual that he has his hook hand. Like it's like one quick scene where you just have like one quick shot. Like wait, does he have a hook hand? And we go back. He does. We're like, does the actor have one? So we had to look. We had to stop the movie and look this up. And no, the actor does not have a hook hand.
Does
he
it?
has regular hands. They just decided to give him a hook hand for some reason. Like, did the actor come in that day and he's like, I want to have a hook hand. And they're like, all right.
All right there, Brando.
The actor is, he's a character actor who's been in like a ton of movies. And like known movies too, like The Maltese Falcon, Shane, The House on Haunted Hill, Rosemary's Baby. He was in, I think, a Star Trek episode. Like he's like a working character actor who's been in like a ton of different stuff. But
I think I funny enough I did look it up in the credits for the actor who played Gordon Thomas. He was also in Star Trek: The Next Generation in the season 2 episode Contagion.
And the guy who played Blacula was in the original Star. Everyone was in Star Trek.
It's Law and Order in Star Trek, and that's where all. If you want to be a star, you got to be in one of those two shows. That's a fact.
Or one of the reoccurring bits on Svengoolie when he says like this person was in this and this. Like almost every movie, these people have appeared in Perry Mason at one point in time. It just becomes a reoccurring bit on the show where anytime and they're in Perry Mason, he's like gets really depressed about it. But Yeah, no, Gordon was awesome. Tina, the girlfriend wife,
Mm-hmm.
weirdly developed in my opinion, because she's well, this speaks to a larger issue with the movie, that Blacula wakes up 200 years later and is unfazed by the modern world.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, oh, you put a black vampire in 1970s LA, like is he going to like run into like a pimp or like a crackhead or something? Like, no, he's pretty much just like, I got it. All right, I'm not phased by this. He's just ready to go.
Like, how did he know that cameras wouldn't have his image? Like, cameras weren't around, I don't think, not to my knowledge, back in those days.
I want to say vampire magic.
Vampire magic.
Vampire magic.
Like how he just knew how to do what he needed to do as a vampire. Like, I needed to suck blood, and he just knew the lore instantly.
Well, and I will say this: like, there's always like, whenever you have a movie where like the bad guy's like, I'm going to curse you for all eternity. It's like, well, you're just giving him an opportunity to escape. Why don't you just like kill him right now? Yeah. It's like, no, it makes sense. He's like, yeah, you're going to be trapped here in this coffin. You're going to be a vampire that can't feed, and it's going to drive you insane. Like,
but he's never gone insane.
Yeah.
He seems like so cool and collected. Like, he's not like out of his mind. He's just kind of like, well, I'm here now. Hey, I like that girl. That's my motivation.
Yep. And I'm also going to suck blood just, because I need to.
Perfectly what was that? I'm sorry.
I was going to say perfectly fine character motivation.
What's also kind of weird is he just randomly shows up at like the club because he sees Tina and he chases after her and she's like, ah, and he finds her purse and he's just like, oh, I'm at the club, and Tina's like, oh, okay, you didn't mean to scare me, join our table. It's like, what? Now, I mean, I guess it's vampire magic maybe, but it's just kind of like she just accepts him way too easily.
I don't think that was Nick. That wasn't vampire magic. That was just being a cool ass motherfucker. He just shows up that table in the cape. Skillet keeps wanting to buy that cape. He's like, this brother's tripping.
That guy was hilarious. We needed like a spin-off movie featuring Skillet.
Skillet's misadventures.
Yeah. Like, what's he doing when he's not on the scene? When he's not in the club? Did he own the club? Is that the impression?
I took it as that, like he was the club owner. I did laugh out loud when like the one waitress who's like taking their photos, like, I want to take this to my dark room and I'll be right back. I'm like, she's going all the way to her house. Her house is just right next door to the club. It's right there.
It's like she never comes back and no one ever wonders where she went.
No, they just, well, the same thing with like, well, I guess the movie kind of explains this. Like, so Nancy, who's the waitress with the camera, she develops the film and realizes Blacula isn't in any of the photos because I guess it's like the same principle as like vampires and mirrors or something like that.
Yeah.
Blacula shows up and kills her, and then she's turned into a vampire. And then the one cop who's like in one scene previously, who again also parked his car in the middle of the driveway to the club, he gets attacked by Nancy. Then we don't see him. And don't
we see him at the end, like when all the minions are coming?
Yep. Well, he just shows up with the rest of the cops, like everything's fine, and then
that's right.
Yeah, which I'm like that's really good. That's like really smart because it's not like, oh, we forgot about it. It's more of like, okay, we as the audience know something that the characters don't know, thus building tension of like, oh, what's going to happen? But it does. He just kind of, which they don't really pay off, where it's like everybody's cornered and then he's like, I'm a vampire. It's just more when all hell's breaking loose. And again, one of the greatest warehouse fight scenes of all time. They're just jumping over boxes, jumping into boxes. One dude gets like eaten by 3 vampires.
Yeah.
And thank God those interior decorators had boxes full of antique oil lamps ready to go.
As one does.
Yep. I don't know what stunt work was like in the 70s, but I mean, there's a couple of times where I'm like, that's gotta hurt. I don't think that's a stunt man. I think it's just whatever the actor was. Like, there's like the one guy in the chemical warehouse who gets thrown down the stairs with the 2 other cops. Blacula gets hit by a cab. I mean, that looks like they had somebody just like, all right, this cab's going to hit you. And then there's several people during the warehouse fight scene that just get straight up set on fire, like full on, like they're just burning alive, and it's amazing.
I mean, yeah, the effects work in this was very good.
Again, you hear a movie like, oh, Blacula, it's a exploitation film. Sure, it's going to be cheap. It's like, no. They used their budget wisely. They knew exactly what they had, and they knew exactly how to tell the story that they were going to tell. Again, I love this movie. This is the creme de la creme.
I've already ordered this on deluxe Blu-ray.
I might, after this, I may, tonight is October 30th. Tomorrow's the 31st, so All Hallows Eve. I'm going to watch Scream Blacula Scream. That's the sequel.
Is that available on streaming as well? I did not look that one up.
I don't know, but we will find out soon. I'm sure, bro. But let's see. It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi and Pluto, because there's 1,000 streaming channels now. All the content in the world and nothing to watch.
Yeah, right. I just to give you a heads up, looks like I see here a little note on Wikipedia that they're going to make a reboot, and with Dion Taylor supposedly writing it. Who hey,
yeah, I was wondering when we were going to address the cat in the bag. The cat in the bag, Jesus. This vampire blood really is working its magic. But yeah, I was wondering when we were going to address that, because I gotta tell you, there's a part of me that's like, you know what, there should be a Blacula remake. Another part of me is like, that's just be fucking awful. Like, because this movie does address some social issues. There's no doubt about that. But you know what? It's not the point of the story. It's a part of the story, but it's not the full point of the story. Like,
I can't see them playing it straight. Like, it would almost have to be like a comedy. 'Cause like with a name like Blacula, it's so ridiculous in today's standard that like you can't have. I can't see people going into it without expecting them to like have a snicker.
Yeah. Honestly, like if the movie hadn't included that one scene of that one line of dialogue of Dracula's curse, like Dracula's whole curse is like really good, pretty menacing. Then he's like, "You shall be Blacula." I'm like, oh. But everything else about that is good. But everything else about it, I think, is like, yeah, if I was Dracula and I'm cursing somebody to be like a vampire and locking them up, like you will starve for hundreds of years, never knowing the desire, always being consumed by the desire to feed. You know, it's like, that's good stuff. And then he's got to ruin it by saying, "And you shall be known as Blacula." And it's never said again, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they ever once say the name Blacula.
I don't think so. Not that I'm remembering. Who would know to call him that? Because he introduces himself as
Mwambe.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm heavily butchering that.
That's fine. He's been doused by sunlight, so he. I love that one scene in the club, because that's the club that everyone goes to. Mm-hmm. It's so weird. Like, their friends are dying, but they're just going off partying left and right, no problem.
Yep.
But like when Gordon he thinks he knows Blacula's number at this point. He's like, "I know what you're about," and he's like very much taunting him, like, "So do you like the," like very like out of like nowhere, like, "So do you like the occult? What do you know about the occult? Tell me about this voodoo stuff you think you like."
What? Well, yeah. So he's like basically saying like, "I know that you're I know that you're the vampire. I know it's you." But then it's like, then the next scene is him going to the waitress's house, where he finds the negative and then sees that, oh my God, he is the vampire. I can't see he's not in the photo.
Like, that just sealed the deal for him. He knew it at that point.
Yeah. Now he's got evidence. But of course, that's when he orders again the classic late night drink, the Bloody Mary, which I've had Bloody Marys at all times of the day. But still, if I'm going to a club, I don't think the clubs that I visit. Well, who am I kidding? I'm not visiting any clubs. But if I were to visit a club, I don't think I'd be ordering a Bloody Mary, in my humble opinion.
Well, that was put in there as a joke, a Bloody Mary.
Well, of course. But I'm just talking about the logic of the movie, Nick.
There's not much logic to this movie. Blacula knows where to go, when to go, and how to go. Mm-hmm. Tina just falls for whatever he says. It's kind of like when she told, like, I'm a vampire, and I've been around for 200 years. She's like, oh, cool. Like, like, are vampires in this world just what do you call it? They're a known thing that I'm a vampire. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna say no because everyone's like Count Dracula. That's just a myth.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree, but it's kind of like but at the same time, like she just accepts it, no problems. But I don't know, maybe it's a mystical thing. Who knows?
I kind of took it as they were like, okay, we're gonna have a Black Dracula, and then his motivation is basically going to be the first Universal Mummy movie, where it's like he's just wanting to reunite with his reincarnated lover, because that's like the Mummy, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, they just took that core element, which works.
So the thought process of the movie was, what about the Mummy but Dracula, and what about Dracula but he's black? Sold.
Love it. Let's do it. Yeah. You were kind of talking about earlier about like how this was like you're looking for all the blaxploitation staples, and I think when I was before the show, I did look up. I think this is like the reason why a lot of the staples, in my opinion, didn't show up is because this is like ground zero. That's true. This is like, okay, this is where we started. It starts off with Skillet, and then it evolves into everything that we know and love about these types of movies.
Because Shaft came out the year previous. It's like Hollywood saw this movie, and the only thing they took away from it was Skillet, and be like, more of that.
More like, brother, where you got that drip cape? I want to buy that cape from you. I do like they didn't change his outfit from like the 1700s until modern day, and it still works in 1970s LA.
Hey, fashion is circular.
Also, yeah, exactly. Everything comes horseshoe theory. Everything comes no, it is circular. I'm thinking of something else entirely. I was also going to say, I lost it'll come back to me. And it'll come back to me.
I mean, it's definitely a movie that keeps your interest and does move along here. However, I will say this movie's 92 minutes long. I feel there are long stretches that were just in this movie to pad it out to movie length.
Yes.
Like we had like 2 needlessly long musical segments in this movie. At least I think there are 2. Maybe it was just 1. It just felt like 2 because they're so long. When they're in the club and the band is playing, yeah, and they're going on. They play like 4 or 5 minute songs. It's like, okay, you this is padding. This is padding.
You say padding. I say I was jamming out.
The soundtrack to this movie is pretty dope, though. The funk that they have in the themes.
It's great. Like again, I'm not trying to copy the TikTok girls, but this movie is a fucking vibe. All right, I will say that it is a vibe, and I dig it. Like I think this is like the funk, we got the song, which I think the main song was called. Where is it? I had it pulled up on here. It was done by the Hughes Corporation as themselves. Oh, they also did Rock the Boat. That's the other thing that they're from.
Okay.
What was it called? Oh, come on. I can't. Crap.
I expect you to know these things.
I know. I'm letting the whole team down. I'm sorry, Coach.
Here he is again. What the world knows. I'm gonna catch you.
Is that what it is?
Well, those are they recorded 3 songs for the film soundtrack. And those are the 3 that are listed on the Wikipedia page. The source of all knowledge.
See, I'm on that page. I don't even know where you're seeing that at.
It's like the second paragraph under career.
Well, there we go. Let's get back to it. We go to Blacula reboot.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with a Blacula reboot in
Shaquille O'Neal?
I agree. Well, I feel like he'd be better served in Blackenstein.
Both. Duh. Blackenstein meets the Black Cinematic Universe. No, wait. It's the Dark Universe, the Black Dark Universe. There we go. That'll start off.
From the Cats, 1972, Blacula, Blackenstein becomes the real Dark Universe.
That's gonna get us canceled. Let's see. Bring it back. Do a reboot. I don't know what I mean. Would you do the same story, or would you do something new with the concept? Would you make it more like how Black Dynamite parodied these things and just kind of lean into that? Or
I feel like if you do that, Black Dynamite was smart, and they went full on parody.
Right.
I feel like I feel like what's going to happen is they're not going to go the parody route, but they're still going to make it a comedy where they're going to point out the fish out of water stuff. It's going to be part. I don't want to say even part Black Dynamite because that's way too smart for most people to even remember. It's probably going to be something into, I'd say, like What We Do in the Shadows. I feel like.
Okay.
But I mean that show does all the fish out of water with vampire stuff already. I did look up on Variety that talked about the Blacula reboot, and it says the only thing I have on here is will be set in a metropolitan city post coronavirus pandemic.
Oh,
that sounds awful.
Boo. If you were to do it, would you set it back in the 70s? Would you keep it in the 70s to keep that vibe and style, or would you set it in the 2020s? Like, I feel like this is a movie. I feel like this is a movie that I won't call lightning in a bottle, but I would call it like
product of the times.
Yeah, like you could only make that movie when it was actually made.
Yeah, because I feel like if you do it where it's like, oh, it's supposed to be the 70s again, I feel like people are just going to compare it to the original, and everything that doesn't automatically feel like the 70s is going to be way out of place. Yeah. But if you do it in the modern day, then you have to have all these dumb jokes like, what is a TikTok? Or something, something like that. Or they're going to do something with social media that's going to be super dated about 6 months. They're going to have Blacula do the gritty.
There was I haven't seen it because it looks like trash. But about a year or two ago, there was they did a legacy sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I think I heard about this.
And I remember this was in the trailer. So I don't know the full context, but Leatherface boards like a bus of like millennials, and they're all like recording him, and Leatherface did something, I don't know what, and someone on the bus is like, "You're going to get canceled, man," and it's like, no, bad movie, bad.
I just thought of an
take the newspaper and whack it on the nose.
No, I just thought of an even worse idea. So I say the reboot is a soft reboot. It's a continuation of the 1972 film. It ignores Blacula screams, and it goes, instead of him dying, he gets put into his coffin and is reborn in the year 2024, or he regenerated.
So Jason X. You want to do Jason X?
Yes, I do. I mean, I don't see any other way of doing this movie.
I guess go for the gold, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you could do it. I mean, you'd probably do more of the fish out of water sort of stuff, but you'd have to be smart about it. You can't be like, what's a TikTok? I'm going to do the floss dance.
And he sounds like the Count from Sesame Street.
Yeah, he's going to be the Count from Sesame Street.
Who do you,
I know. Boom. I got it. Have Dracula be around and have Blacula v. Dracula.
I was thinking that too, because I was like, damn. I was like, oh man, when he wakes up, he's going to hunt down Dracula. And Dracula's going to be like, I don't know, like a crime boss, or like, because usually if it's blaxploitation, it's like they're against the man. And wouldn't it be awesome if the man was Dracula?
Oh, Dracula's the mayor of the town.
Love it. I think that's if the writers of the 2024 movie are listening, write this down. These are gold.
Gordon is trying to kill Blacula, but then they have to team up to take down Dracula.
Love it. I think that's absolutely perfect.
I don't know if you keep the love angle in there. I think you kind of have to in some way. Maybe I know. Dracula and Blacula are both after Tina. Because if you remember, Dracula at the beginning of the movie of this one was all about like he makes like a pass at her, and he's like, "What? Get out of here!"
It's more than a pass. He's like, "Man, I'd love to have you as a slave." And like, holy shit, Dracula, you're fucking racist.
Of all Dracula's qualities, that was his best one, because he's a monster. Not because racism's good. That came out wrong. I'm canceled.
You are canceled.
That's his
Dracula,
best worst quality.
Dracula, you may turn into a bat, but in reality, you're actually a pig.
Yeah.
Should we mention, like, besides Blacula and like I think the female cab driver, how fucking awful most of the vampires look?
Yeah, they knew when to use the makeup and when not to use it. That cab driver, when she's like darting down the hallway, that's like that's an image that's going to stay with me the rest of my life because it's just so kind of horrifying with like that makeup and
the slow motion. It's just like
and that
it's
music
really
like,
good.
Yeah,
it's like again, it's probably one of the best sequences in the movie. But then I think a lot of the vampires are just like they're like Night of the Living Dead. They're just slow walking like.
That's something they can do in the reboot where Dracula builds his army and Blacula builds his army, and they go at it.
Or instead of like Dracula being like the mayor, do you make him just like like the big city crime boss?
I guess like, maybe the mayor's in his pocket or something like that.
Yeah, he owns the police.
The mayor's like his Renfield or something.
Oh, that's great.
His what do they call it?
Great.
What do they call it? What's
familiar?
The familiar. Yeah. There we go. That's it. So Dracula could be in shadows.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll come back to this episode in 2024 after the Blacula reboot comes out and bombs horribly.
I can assure you the Blacula reboot will never get made. If it's been in development since 2021 and there's been zero movement on it, I don't think it's going to be happening, at least not under that creative team.
Oh god, yeah, I didn't read when this article was from. You never know.
It could, but I'm not holding my breath.
Get the people from Blumhouse involved. I mean, they know how to make a movie on the cheap.
I mean, that's true.
But what'd you find?
I stumbled on the Wikipedia link for Blackenstein, and one, you need to click on this poster. It's hilarious. Like they're not even trying. But I guess on its theatrical poster they call it Black Frankenstein, and the title on the screen of in the movie is called literally Blackenstein, the Black Frankenstein. Yeah, we got it. We understand that. But like the poster is so ridiculously awful.
I kind of see it. I'm trying to get it to blow up. Oh my god!
I bet you would. It's just like a picture of a woman screaming whose robe is pretty much all open, just covering ever so much. If you hide the nipple, it's okay. But
hey, it's all good. Oh my god!
And I love how I guess the title on the screen on the movie is called Blackenstein, the Black Frankenstein. Love it. Obviously.
Oh, I will say, going back to my earlier comments, I'm seeing pictures of what Blackenstein looks like. I think Shaq can play him perfectly. It literally is just that. Like it's the classic, the classic Frankenstein's monster.
He looks like Shaq.
Haircut. I think we might get
that forehead appendage is huge. Oh, now I gotta go and find this movie to watch.
You want us to want to watch two white guys talk about Blackenstein? Hit like and subscribe.
Smash that like button. Follow us on Grindr.
Yikes! Oh my God, Boris Karloff. I was forgetting the name for like 5 minutes once you started talking about Blackenstein.
You mean this guy?
Actually, speaking of the Universal monsters, did you catch the detail when Tina is a vampire? She's got the Bride of Frankenstein hair.
Did she? I don't recall that.
Yeah.
Did she have a streak of white in it? I did not catch that.
Yeah, when they open up Blacula's coffin, when Gordon and his police buddy open up the coffin, they accidentally stab Tina, and she's got like a Bride of Frankenstein hair going on.
Huh. See, now I gotta go back and check for that detail. I was too caught up in the emotion.
Like, oh no, and Michelle is just like, I appreciate the character of Michelle because she's probably being the most realistic of anybody. If they saw like somebody stabbing a vampire, you're like, what the hell are you doing? You're killing him. I do appreciate how she's just willing to go along with digging up her friend. Yeah, it's not a good picture on the Dead Meat Wiki. It cuts off her hair, but I swear to God, she had there's a photo on here. I can see if I can set. She's got the little. Thank God for the internet. What do we do without the internet? I don't know. So she looks like this one. Yeah, she got the little streaks. I just put a photo of the chat. You kind of gotta look. Oh yeah, I see some of the white in there. Yeah, see, it works. Maybe the quality of my film wasn't as good, but speaking about you kind of touched on it here with this, but like the makeup of this movie is interesting. Like he looks like a normal dude throughout most of the movie, but when he turns on his turns on his Blacula powers, like he turns into like a horrifying creature.
That was an interesting little touch that the filmmakers made.
I don't know about a horrifying creature. He just grows these mutton chops that.
Well, yeah. Well, the version of the mutton chops, and he has like deeper makeup around his eyes and everything.
Yeah.
And he gave like a transformation.
Yeah. Some of the shots you can tell like, okay, that's clearly the makeup, but like when they shadow it right, like it looks really good.
Yeah.
In terms of like accentuating like his cheekbones, make it seem more monstrous. And again, I like that they did try doing a again, and it didn't seem like they had the budget for it to do like a full dissolve, but I liked the when after he's in the sun and it's like
he turns into like bones.
Yeah, he starts turning to bones and you got the maggots and stuff. I'm like, that's a nice detail. And it's like there's smoke coming off of them, like because like they didn't do that with like the cab driver.
Yeah.
She's dead by sunlight. She just laying on the ground. Like, is she? Like, I didn't honestly
yeah, that was a little confusing, and it didn't seem like it was actually sun outside. It seemed like it was like they filmed it at night, and we're like, no, it's day.
Yeah,
trust us.
Yeah, they've been chasing chasing Blacula for like 6 hours. Like it seemed like it's been an all night chase.
That's where some of these weird things come in with the movie. Like we gotta get Dracula. We gotta go get him. I'm off to go get drinks with my friends. So I'll check you out later.
I gotta go. It's Michelle's birthday. We gotta go to the club. Hey, look. He's got priorities. Dr. Thomas got priorities. He's got commitments. He's just a chill dude. Again, I think he is. I think he shows why. I don't even know where I was going with that. But he is one of the best vampire hunters in fiction, and he should get more respect in the conversation when that comes up, when those discussions come up.
And you're going to be like you'll jump in anytime there's a conversation like, so who do you think is the best hero in a vampire movie? Gordon Thomas. And people are going to be like, ooh. Like, well, let me tell you about a little movie called Blacula.
Yeah, but yeah, he's so fucking cool. That's all I'm gonna say. He's just so fucking cool.
You should dress up like him for Halloween.
I should.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, we'll check back in next week and see if I got canceled by the culture cops.
You'll be trending
I'll be
on
like
TikTok.
What'd I do wrong? Blacula. I'm trying to think of anything else that really like stood out to me. I like it. Again, Dr. Thomas. They just decide we gotta go grave robbing.
Yeah. No permits, just doing it.
Well, I like it's a scene back to back. It's like, give me the permits. All right, I'll try. Next scene. I couldn't get you the permits. Oh. All right, we're just gonna go dig up this guy ourselves. But I guess I also thought like, okay, so the two interior decorators, so they travel to Transylvania just to buy the castle or buy the stuff in the castle?
I think buying the stuff in the castle.
Okay. Which
they
I'm like,
been having a sale or something. Like not
estate
everything
sale.
Must go estate sale.
Now this place have any? Because I was thinking like, oh, are they going to like turn Dracula? I was thinking like, are they turning Dracula's castle into like the hottest nightclub in Transylvania or something like that? And then Blacula's
going to that would be awesome.
But we only had 2 rooms for Dracula's castle set, so we got to use them appropriately. I will say this is one of the other thing I did want to mention before I forgot. This is one of the worst looking Count Draculas. Like I don't know if this is a benefit of the movie or a detriment, but he just looks like a regular dude. And like when they put in the fangs just look bad because they're like going down they're like walrus tusks. They're not really intimidating.
Yeah, he's not great, but you just kind of gotta go with it. He's not in it much. He's just like he kicks off the.
I appreciate that's not I guess the one positive I'll give to it, another positive I'll give, it's not a inherent Bela Lugosi impression where it's like.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? I'll give props because I think everybody when they're like Count Dracula, they're like, okay, you're just going to do Bela Lugosi, right? Yeah, of course. I think even that speaking of Renfield, that movie that came out this past spring with Nicolas Cage, I think he's more or less doing Bela Lugosi, right?
I just watched it. Yes and no. When there's like flashbacks, they film it like they did the black and white movie, and Nick Cage is doing a Bela Lugosi impression. But when it's the modern day, it's not so much Bela Lugosi anymore.
Okay.
He does his own thing.
Okay, because that's what the trailers made it seem like.
No, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that in there, but outside of a few like homages, not exactly.
Okay. Well, I guess since I'll just pick your brain a little bit because I have not seen that Renfield movie. I may catch it eventually. I finally watched that David Harbour Killer Santa movie.
That's gonna be on my Christmas list.
Put it on there. It's good. But
I hear it, yeah.
Between Blacula and Renfield, which is the better vampire movie?
Tough to say because they do different things. Blacula might be more classy, and Renfield's more schlocky.
Surprisingly, more schlocky.
Yeah, but like intentionally schlocky. Like it's supposed to be a comedy. So I don't know. It's tough to say. It's like saying what's the better Dracula movie, Blacula or the Bela Lugosi movie? Like they're two different beasts.
All right. Well, let me hit you with this. What's going to be the better vampire movie of all time, Blacula or the Twilight series?
Well, Twilight, obviously.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Next week we'll talk about it. So we'll
can't wait.
I'll go into my detailed explanation. Yeah.
I cannot wait to talk about Team Jacob because that's where I'm at, baby.
Yeah,
all the
Team
way.
Jacob. Come on, yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, there's anything else? No.
Fuck you, Art Patterson.
I love Art Pat. He's great, but Team Edward, no. Hands down. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
I feel like Robert Pattinson's career, like him, her name?
Kristen Stewart.
Jesus, I could not remember for the life of me. Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart, and Taylor Lautner were like, all their careers were like on a rope, and Robert Pattinson was hanging on to the edge of the cliff, and he just took the knife and just cut the rest of them loose. It's like, I'm going to have a successful career, not you two.
Oh, I think Kristen Stewart's had more or less a successful career.
She stopped herself halfway through. Taylor Lautner is now working at your local Denny's.
Yeah, like Kristen Stewart knows what she wants, and she does like the smaller stuff. Yeah, Taylor Lautner, no, I like Taylor Lautner. I think he's a good guy. Anytime I see him in interviews, but an actor, he is not.
No. But well, little did you know, he's actually gonna be cast as Blacula in the 2024 reboot.
That would be hilarious.
Oh God. Yikes. Yikes. That's all I just pulled up his IMDb. Yikes. That's all I'm going to say.
I did watch a few Taylor Lautner movies just out of morbid curiosity. They're not great. It's like the direct-to-DVD garbage you would have.
Please, I'm just going to bring it up now. Let's not do a Lautner month. I'm not there yet. Don't make me do a Lautner month.
Laughttober.
Oh no! I gave him an idea. Oh no! Oh my God!
All right, I'm trying to think of what other months would go well with Lautner. Lautnist? No. Tober works. Everyone. Lot member.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Lot member.
Taylor Lautner Christmas movie. He's had to have done one, right?
I'm not seeing one on here.
I guess his career didn't get that far.
No, he didn't do it. I don't see a Hallmark movie on here.
I'm surprised he hasn't done those. He'd be perfect for it.
He did a couple of shitty a couple of shitty action movies, which I guess everybody's required to do. But yeah, I don't see anything on here. Nothing Christmas related. But
bummer.
It is a bummer indeed. He was nominated for the Best Breakout Performance Male for an MTV Movie Award.
As he should have been.
But he didn't win. He did not win.
Who won?
Oh God, they have all the winners. What year was that? That was the year 2009. Robert Pattinson. Got beaten out by Robert Pattinson.
I'll allow it.
But yeah, Blacula should have won all the Oscars, all the MTV Music Awards. I think it did win a Saturn Award.
It did, yes. It was a very popular movie the year it came out. It was one of the most biggest movies at the box office. So good for them.
I'm not surprised with that. Again, all joking aside, and with our a lot of people go like, they're not even talking about Blacula anymore. They're talking about Taylor Lautner and reboots. The movie itself is just solid. It's a solid movie.
It really does work.
You don't really. It's not really one of those things where it's like these are the hardest types of reviews because there's not much to like criticize really.
Mm-hmm.
There's nitpicking, of course, but honestly, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. I think everybody should watch it. I think you got your like your classic Universal movies. You got your Hammer movies. your slasher movies, and then, put a couple blaxploitation horror movies on there. Put on your Blackenstein. Put on your Blaculas. Was there a black werewolf movie? I didn't see that, but I'm sure there probably is, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably. There's got to. Someone at some point in time must have made a black werewolf movie.
So far, it wasn't coming up, which means it's up for grabs.
There was a movie that Corinne and I talked about on the podcast about a year or so ago, called The Beast Must Die. And it's not so much it's sort of a black werewolf movie, because this guy who happens to be black, he's a big game hunter, invites a bunch of people he knows. He knows, like, one of them is a werewolf, and he's trying to hunt it. So, like, he isn't a werewolf, but he's going after a werewolf. I don't know if that counts.
Okay.
Well, I think that's all we got to go over this with Blacula. I have nothing else to say.
I have to concur. I think this movie was great. I'm glad I sat down and watched it. I think all the boys and girls at home should watch it too. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's not like it is good for so bad it's good. This is not one of those movies.
Right.
Is it going to be a little cheesy? Absolutely. But honestly, it's a solid enough film. It's just a solid movie. It's just pure entertainment. I mean, it's a little slow, but the last two action sequences. Oh, I did want to mention that during that last fight, I did get a chuckle when Blacula just tossed a barrel at the one guy's head.
Yeah.
From 20 feet above. I'm like, that got a good chuckle out of me. I liked when Blacula was taking out the cops. It's fun. It's good.
I'm surprised there wasn't more of that in the movie, but
yeah. Well, maybe when they do the Blacula reboot in a couple years,
it'll be a Black Lives Matter movie.
Ice Cube. Okay, Ice Cube is Blacula.
That's bad casting. But I could see him in the Blacula movie. No, Ice Cube as Gordon.
Yes. I would say if unlimited budget, you get Idris Elba as Blacula.
I was just thinking Idris Elba as Blacula.
Or how shitty were we making this movie? If we want to be like Eric Andre as Blacula.
Oh, that would be awful.
I'd watch that. No, actually, if you want a real awful version, Kevin Hart as Blacula.
Yeah, and that's who they're going to go with.
I mean, I'd probably watch it. I'd be curious.
Will Ferrell will be Dracula.
Love it.
All right.
Hollywood, we are open and we are ready to sell out for you.
Hey, we would have scabbed during the writer's strike, but you missed out your opportunity to get to board this train.
So we're going to hold on to these ideas for a rainy day.
All right, cuz. Well, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Hope you all have a good spooky Halloween and enjoyed our annual spooky episode. And join us next week when we talk about Twilight. So we'll see you all then.
You've been listening to the all-new CultureCast. Follow us on Twitter. Drop us a line at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out their work on YouTube at Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been a Saltwater production. Original material copyright 2023. Thanks for listening.
Twilight versus Blacula.
It writes itself.
It really does.